Hello, welcome to A VO's Journey. Today we're talking about losing our confidence, losing our confidence in our voice acting, and how to get it back. All right, we got a wonderful comment from one of our watchers, and they said that they had been working in voiceover and they've just lost their confidence and their auditioning and their work and stuff. And I think it's something that we all go through. And it could be actually that you've also lost, or maybe you are still in that place where you've got, right, that imposter syndrome, which is a lack of confidence, right? You think you don't belong, or you're trying to pretend that you're something you're not. Okay, so we're gonna dive into that and hopefully give you some thoughts and some ideas on how to move forward with that. All right, so thank you as always for watching A VO's Journey. This show is about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. I'm really passionate about this topic because we all go through it all the time. I mean, it is not something that you should fear. All right. And I think the reason is because most of the time, those feelings, they come when there's either a massive change or you're starting something new, which is still a massive change, right? And I think change in general, whether it's creating something new or, changing something drastically in your life or your business or whatever, right, kind of pushes you into unknown territory. And it forces you to explore, try out new things, jump off in places, right, that you have no idea what's at the bottom. It's a lot of unknown. And, the unknown is scary. It is, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what people think about us. We don't know how good our sound is. We don't know if we are good actors. Right? A lot of that does come from also we don't get a lot of feedback. I mean, we don't, right? We don't get a lot of feedback from auditions. I mean, unless you're a part of a group or a school or training, like a VO's Journey Lead Academy or somewhere, unless you're part of something that gives you that feedback, then you're not going to get any because, clients or people who are trying to hire, they just don't have time to do that, and they probably won't know what to say to you that's actually really that beneficial other than you're just not right for the job. Well, that doesn't really help. Why are you? You could not be right for the job just because the timbre of your voice didn't match what they were looking for. It has nothing to do with your acting or your abilities, right? Or you were in the right place at the right time. It had nothing to do with that. It just happened to be with at that that particular moment you weren't exactly what they were looking for. And that's the pretty crazy thing about what we do, right? Is because there's such a feelings involved in what we do. Do you know what I'm saying? So that there a lot of times it's all subjective. So but anyway, so the idea here, the first part of this is that it's the acceptance of stuff that is the acceptance of change, the acceptance that we are all, doing things or trying things that we have no idea what's going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, I do believe that there are proven practices. And when I say proven, I use the word loosely. But, things that have happened that continue to happen, especially through experience and time. Like, for example, what we do in the academy, and the curriculum we teach and the things that we do, I've taught it for years. I've helped many voice actors. I mean, it's so, and they're successful, and we know it works because they've done it over and over and over again. There's certain things that you do know that works, but time is always a part of that. And that first part is always the hardest because you're not just battling trying to get everything dialed in, but you're also battling your own self, doubt. It's a perfect example. I mean, right now with myself, I've been doing voiceover now for about 8 years. I've been full time for about 6, and I was an actor prior to that, basically my whole adult life, and a teacher and so forth. You guys know that story, but recently I've really kind of hit the gas with a new platform that I created called Academy Voices, and that's an online casting website, where we give voice actors business, and it is, we are competing. I mean, we're not on the same level as these massive platforms yet, because we're barely, I think we're barely a little under a year old, and we really haven't started revving up until the last 3 months. Do you know what I mean? So it's been very exciting and challenging and scary all at the same time for me, because I mean, this is a bunch of unknown. I've always done very well, I think, in getting myself work, and I've always done an okay job because I have experience and time and effort in teaching, right? Because that's been my life, is acting and teaching. But now with Academy Voices and people joining, and there's this responsibility I feel to be able to get people work, and it's scary, because you don't want to let people down, and and sometimes I do think maybe we put undue stress on ourselves. Do you know what I mean? We put too much stress on ourselves, but I do think some desire to get it right, to push yourself beyond what you think is possible, is a good thing. Because if not, then why would you try anything new? Why would you do anything? You know what I mean? You just sit there, do nothing. So when you are looking at, I think, your business and what's going on with you right now, and you feel like I'm an imposter, or I've lost my confidence because maybe I thought going into this I was going to get work, but now I'm, not, like, nothing's happening. I trying. I don't seem to get any jobs. No one seems to be speaking to me. I see other people that, posting all these successes they're having, and I'm not getting anything. It can be a very lonely island that you're on, really lonely. And it's hard to stay alive on that island, staying with that analogy, right? Because it's barren. There's like nothing there. And you have people like me and all these other people who keep saying, keep building, keep building, keep building. You're like, no one's on the island. Like, keep building, right? And I think that's the hardest part, right? And that's the hardest part, to know that if you keep building and you keep doing things that work, they will eventually work. Time is such a component in this. Time is one of those things where you can't speed up time. You can't slow down time. Time is what it is. It's constant in the sense for us that it will happen on its own time. I know that's not what most of us want to hear. I know that's such a simplified and silly almost kind of thing to say, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I think if anybody tells you different, they're kind of fibbing to you. You know what I mean? Now you can say, so like, for example, I can say, because I've worked with a lot of voice actors now, I've mentored a lot, I've done a lot of one-on-one mentoring with voice actors, and I've seen the success that they have created for themselves, and so I can give a time, I can see in my mind through experience and working with a lot of people, a timetable that typically it can take currently, right? If you have certain things dialed in, right, and you're doing X, Y, Z. But again, that's not always the case. There's always situations that arise when someone's not successful. There's always a situation where they're like, well, that didn't work. This proves it wrong. And that's where, you have to, again, you have to continue to keep going, because even the people who are not, that lag behind on that time scale, or even the people who are going faster than the time scale, whatever it is and whoever you work with has created, you have to understand that, again, keep building. Keep building no matter what. Again, using that analogy, keep auditioning, keep doing this stuff. If you logically think, well, I've been doing this, I'm not getting work, well, then maybe you need some coaching. Don't stop auditioning, but get some coaching, right? But keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Add something new to your auditions, learn some new skills, add different demos, but you keep doing it, you keep trying, and you keep trying new things. So I guess the analogy is, right, you keep setting up different flares. You keep doing something. You know what I mean? This increasingly sad analogy that I'm using about the island. But like, where's the flares can come from, Anthony? What the heck are you talking about, man? Anyway, sorry. But you're like, forget the island, dude. Just talk. So, but it does feel like it, right? And that imposter syndrome, that losing of your confidence, especially when you go into something, you're like, first you go into it, you got all this confidence because you're like, I'm going to do this. This is exciting. So all this stuff, and then you're like, whoa, you kind of get hit with everything. You're like, golly, and like you have no confidence at all. So these are things that we all deal with, and you're going to continue to deal with as you try new things, right? Because I do believe that any time you shift and try to grow, it's scary, right? And it's full of unknowns. And when that happens, you're gonna feel like you could fail at any moment, or you should just give up, or nothing's gonna work. And I think those are the moments, those are the times when it matters the most that you don't give up, right? Now, a community really helps, a good community, like people to help support you when you're really kind of down and stuff, that really helps. But in the end, just know that good practices, they win time, right? Time will be on your side if you keep going. Out of all the experience I had for years, I mean, it's been 25 years now that I've been, in theater and doing performance. All the things I've seen and the people I've worked with, whether from the film, whether from Hollywood to Broadway, I've been very fortunate to know a lot of people, to my brand new students, who've worked construction their whole life and now want to be a voice actor. There is always an opportunity for you to succeed if you are willing to put in the time and the effort to do it. It might not be the way you think it's going to turn out, but you can do it. All right? It doesn't mean you're going to win an award or awards, It's funny, I've tried to do, I've done a lot in voiceover, thousands and thousands of voiceovers, but at this point now, I've worked for the NFL, I've worked for BMW, I've worked for McDonald's, I've worked for, countless companies, Fortune 500 companies, larger, 100, Fortune 100. I've worked with I've never won an award. I don't think anybody's even ever submitted me to, and that's fine. It doesn't matter if you win an award or not. They're wonderful, and it's nice to be, recognized by your peers. I think it's very nice. But at the same time, that doesn't define you, right? In the end, what defines you is, are you able to build, a successful business as you view it to be successful, right? Are you able to bring money in? You're able to get booked continuously. And those are the things that you really focus on. The rest of the stuff will figure itself out. The rest of the stuff will. So, listen, I'm thankful and blessed that you chose to watch this video today. Hopefully it's helped you. Keep going. Don't stop. Our biggest challenge as actors is twofold. One, it's our biggest asset, which is our ability to bring emotion to the table, right? Being sensitive, and sensitivity in the sense for an actor standpoint is that we're able to take different emotions and show them, right? On call or regularly, right? We're able to be in touch with that emotion. That's one of our biggest assets as performers. And in turn, it's one of our biggest challenges, right? Because we have to deal with those emotions also. And those emotions play a part and come out in fear and worry and strife and pain. We have to deal with all those emotions too. And dealing with all of them can drive people crazy. And it does. I mean, that's why a lot of actors you see are crazy. It does drive you mad. All right. But you're going to be fine. You can do it. All right. Enough of that. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. Tell someone they're doing a good job. It doesn't ever hurt. Doesn't ever hurt. And if you are looking for a community, we'd love to have you. VO's Journey Elite Academy. Check us out. Link below. But you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.